Everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, we are going to be working on a quick and easy Hobonichi spread, and I'm so excited to be back in the Hobonichi. So I'm still loving working in my Hobonichi grid or graph notebook. It's been so much fun, and I love being able to just grab it and add pages whenever I feel like it, and I don't have to worry about the pressure of those daily pages. I know that they work for a lot of people, and I did enjoy them for a long time. So more power to you if you are gung-ho and working away in that daily page notebook. My hat's off to you because it's a tough thing to keep up with, in my opinion. But I'm loving just being able to grab this out and add pages in whenever I feel like it, because I truly did miss the Hobonichi and missed working in this journal style whenever I wasn't doing it. So for this spread, as always, I'm grabbing out my washi, so you're going to see me just grab out random washi tapes that are from my stash. A lot of these I've had a really long time. I also have this washi sticker book, so I'm going to grab a few stickers out of there and add those in as well. And then I had printed off on sticker paper 2 of my own photos, so you'll see I have a picture of my foot there, and then also a picture that I drew of a starter pack kind of action figure thing that was going viral. I guess it was like a trend on Instagram that I was seeing a bunch, so I wanted to try it, so I printed that off as well. So now I have all of my larger items in place. So as usual, I love to put all of these things down before I start to do any titles or any bit of journaling or anything like that. I try to get all the bigger pieces into place and kind of have a general idea of the flow of where my journaling and things are going to go. And then I typically work on my titles like I'm doing now, and then I will fill in my journaling after that. So this first main story here at the top that says, oh no, and then I think I put not good. I don't know the exact terms. I don't know if I twisted it or I rolled it or what I did, but I hurt my ankle. So I did that yesterday on Thursday, and boy, was it just very painful. I don't think I've ever done anything like that before, but all day yesterday, I was not well, and I was having to ice it and elevate it and do all the things, and was just kind of in bed and not feeling that great. Today, it is feeling better. I did have to end up not doing a couple of the things that I had planned. So me and my mom had to postpone our regular shopping in Starbucks day, which was kind of a bummer. And I was supposed to see one of my closest, oldest friends, and was not able to do that today. So that's just the way that it goes. But it definitely is healing and feeling a lot better today. So I'm very grateful for that, because it is really painful. So I wanted to talk about that. So I had my foot all wrapped in an ace bandage. So I thought that I would snap a quick picture. I know it's feet, weird, creepy. Not everyone loves feet, but it was relevant, okay, for this particular story. So at the top, I have, oh no, not good as my title. I'm going to outline that now, and then I will add in some of my journaling about that particular thing that had happened, and then we'll continue on with other journaling. And just like always, I kind of flip-flop back and forth between the different things that I am working on. So before I added the journaling, I went into my sticker book and I wanted to add a few other little small stickers just from my just regular sticker book. And then I did one of these big like blobs at the top here on the right hand side. And I knew that I specifically wanted to do a book review in that space. So I thought, okay, let me like do a little blob doodle thing so that I could have a little bit of a colorful area. That's really why I add those, is just to add another color pop. And then I knew that I could talk about the book review just in that one little space. So just like always, I am going to be adding my other little color blobs that are like my subtitles for the different things that I'm going to be talking about. So I decided to go with pink for this one. So I added one of those along with my date stamp up at the top by my main title. And then I decided that I would go ahead and add a smaller title over here to the right side that says "So Fun," because I wanted to, of course, talk about the drawing that I did. So let me know, did y'all see these all over your social media? Because I was seeing them everywhere, and they kind of started out as like an AI thing. And although I totally get the appeal of wanting to try out the AI version. I never went that route, but I thought that it was so fun. And after I saw all these AI versions of these little action figures. The point is, I don't even think I mentioned, sorry, but the point of the action figure is like if you had an action figure, like what would be your starter pack for an action figure of you? Like, so what would your action figure look like? And then what would your little like accessories be, which I thought was so cute. So after the AI craze that went on like a few days ago, I started to see artists and illustrators draw their own. And so I thought, I wonder if I can do that. Now, I'm no artist, but I do have fun just playing around on the iPad sometimes. So, yesterday morning, I started messing with that, drew that up, and then it really helped me because whenever I ended up hurting my ankle a little bit later, I could kind of focus on that and work on that throughout the day, which was a nice creative thing that I could do while like sitting in bed with my foot elevated and it being iced and all that kind of stuff. So it was a fun time. So I enjoyed doing that, and it was something kind of different, like creative and different that I don't normally do. So now I've added on my big bulk of journaling there on the left side. And I also added another little color blob over to the side. I'm not even going to add anything else in that smaller one. It's really just to add an extra pop of color. But I did pull out 2 stickers from my stash of these cute little frogs on disco balls. So I added one to each side. And then, of course, I'm adding on some additional little doodles, and then we'll work on some more journaling. So, I just saw that I was wiping something off the table. I realized at this point that I had completely smeared my date, which said April 18th, 2025. I only smeared the 2025 though. So I ended up looking through my sticker book and I found a small sticker that fit. It looks like a little talk, like a speech bubble, but it has like a different language inside of it. I think it might be like Korean or something inside of the little bubble, but I went ahead, it fit perfectly. So I just popped that over the 2025, and then you can't tell that I accidentally smeared it. So that's one thing that I love. Usually, in most cases, you can always fix something like that happens. So luckily that worked out, and you can't tell that I had a little mistake there. So now I'm moving on to my second little subtitle there that says rom-coms forever or rom-coms always or something. And I'm going to talk about rom-coms that I've been watching lately. So honestly, I was never a super rom-com girly. I just didn't watch a lot of them. But it's kind of been fun now that I've been getting more into movies and wanting to watch more movies, that I haven't watched a ton of them because I have so many to choose from. And I know that I've talked about it on here before, but yeah, I've been watching more rom-coms and just movies in general. I've been keeping track of my movie watching on Letterboxd, and it's an app that you can get where you can keep track of all the movies that you're watching, and you can rate them and review them and see friends' movies that they're watching, and it's really fun. So that's been a good time. And so anyways, I've been watching a ton of rom-coms, and specifically this month, I've watched a lot of rom-coms that have Julia Roberts in them. So I've watched Notting Hill, Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding, and Runaway Bride. And I thought all of them were really good, but my favorite was definitely Notting Hill, and Pretty Woman was a close second. So those have been a really fun thing that I've watched, and we'll also get into some other stuff that I'm watching or have been watching over the past like month or so here on this next section, which is going to be a currently list. So you'll notice that on the previous side, I did put in all of my journaling about the rom-coms, and then I added a couple other little doodles and things at the bottom to fill in the space, which is something that I always love doing in the Hobonichi, like just filling in those little bits. I had a little sentence or two above my foot up there that I added in. So I love putting everything into place. I think it's really fun. So here I'm doing a currently list where I'm mostly, again, talking about things that I'm watching and listening to. So for this one, I ended up doing 1 through 4 or 5, and they're all with I used a little a yellow mild liner there to do a circle, and then I'm popping in my numbers inside of those. So for these, I just talk about that I'm still listening to the Rewatcher Buffy podcast, which has been super fun. I also talked about that besides the rom-coms, I also watched the masterpiece, A Goofy Movie, which was so fun. And then after that, I watched Not Just a Goof, which is the new documentary that Disney Plus put out about the making of A Goofy Movie, which was really fun. I've also been watching a little bit of the $1 Million Secret, I think it's called, on Netflix, which has been pretty fun. That was recommended to me by my best friend, Casey. And then lastly, for number 4, I talked about making, and that's where I actually talked about drawing the starter pack there on Procreate, which is fun. So you can see I filled in the majority of everything here. I add in a few other little doodles here and there. I also, on the previous page there on the left side, I did stamp my review under the rom-com paragraph. I forgot about that. So I added that in, which fit in perfectly, and that's just from a random stamp set that I had. Then over here into that color blob, as I mentioned before, I did print off the book cover for Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave, which is the 5th book in the Finley Donovan series. And I just finished that yesterday as well. So while I was icing and elevating my foot and just kind of wallowing in my self-pity there, I did finish the book, which I really enjoyed. I think it's one of the better ones. I loved the first one, and then we kind of went off into kind of some wild places, but I think this one, we've started a new storyline, and personally, I really enjoyed it. So I thought that it was a very fun, cozy mystery, and I love being in the world of Finley and Vero and that whole group, so I was glad to read that. So I gave it 5 stars and did my little review at the top. Then I'm adding on just a little bit of washi tape that I had floating around on my desk. Going to add a few more small doodles, and then we will be all done. So this one came together pretty quickly. I had a lot of fun working on it, and I hope that you enjoyed the process. So if you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. And of course, I will be back at you super soon with more fun videos and hopefully more of my craft room cleanup. Talk to you later, friends. Bye, y'all.